give this a minute. Trying to make sure the audio is recording. Podcast ain't no good if you don't have a recording of the audio.
Is my mic working?
Hold on, we'll double check in a second. Testing. Say something, you might.
Can you hear my audio?
Alright, we'll get on the recording.
Okay.
Testing. Say something.
Can you hear my audio? Alright, let's start it. Let's get it going.
Alright guys, welcome to the show. My name's Nick.
And I'm Alex.
This is Higher Frequencies. We'll talk about all kinds of good stuff. First episode is Sorry for the Good News. We will be talking about the mind is the limit is what we'll be talking about. So we're just going to start the first one off here with good things that are going on in the world today, since everybody talks about the bad news, because that's just kind of the agenda. Keep everybody focused on bad things, keep the energy down. But on a good note, we've got a new year. There's all kinds of new energies coming out this year. We had the regular winter solstice, which brings on all kinds of great alignments with the planet, and brings on new energies. It's what everybody used to celebrate back in the day. The sun is about to start staying up longer, and so we'll have longer days, and then it's time to plant some food and dodge the darkness, because isn't that what life's all about? Dodging the darkness.
Sure is.
Let's see if we can get this.
Everything's so focused on the negative aspects of life, you know. Most of the time, the little things that are good, people overlook. Instead of focusing on the negative, you should focus on the positive. You should never promote negativity. As soon as you promote it or entertain it, then you're being a part of it. You can't even be a part of it anymore.
That's right, you gotta cut yourself from all the bad energies from everywhere. Number one place to start is by cutting off that TV.
Yeah.
Turning off that radio station, because that's all they're promoting is bad energy. Separation.
Because if you've ever taken a marketing class, you know basically anything that's being shown or heard by you is being sold to you. Everything is strategically placed there to sell you something. It's not there for any other reason. So while you're trying to look like a certain image on TV, you're getting sold all this shit that comes with it. So really, you really gotta look at it from the point of view of like the intention of it all.
Sorry guys, I'm just a little disconnected here. I'm trying to get the chat going on YouTube. Don't know if anybody's there, but I want it to work regardless. It's took a lot of time and energy to get all this stuff going, and so I want it to be right.
And on top of that, it's been a long week. It's been a cold week.
Oh man, has it been cold?
Yeah, there's a winter cyclone bomb going on.
Cyclone bomb. What in the world is that?
When you gotta work in it, and then when you hear about it, it's kind of crazy.
So what's this cyclone bomb? That's a completely new term on me. You was telling me about.
Well, it's when the atmospheric pressure drops in such a rapid place, and then it doesn't really move. Causes high winds, like 50 to 75-mile-an-hour winds, along with like Arctic conditions like snow.
That is insane.
So
it's snowing all up the coast.
So whenever it snows in places, that it messes up. More importantly, it messes up the ecosystem, and certain animals will die. Because they are never used to that type of weather in a long period of time that is cold.
It's all right. We gotta learn how to take care of our Earth, or she's gonna start taking care of us.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Everything's changing for the good. I don't care what the news says, or what the radio says, or anybody says is negative about bad things going on. That's not what's happening going on here, guys. What's going on is everybody's getting rid of all the bad things in their life that doesn't serve them anymore. It's worldwide. I know you know it. I know you can feel it. There's stuff going on and you can feel it. And you don't know why, but I'm about to tell you why. It's all good stuff. Nothing in the world to be scared about. I know that's for sure. But it's kind of like what everybody talked about for thousands of years. All the Bibles, any religious documents, all kinds of stuff's talked about what's going on right now. But they were all just off a little bit, or portrayed the wrong way, or twisted kind of to manipulate you in a way to control everybody, because that's what everything's about, is control. There's always been somebody controlling you or trying to control you. The times now where you can't control everybody no more, there's something bigger and better coming.
There's too much information and it's coming in too quick, along with the truth getting exposed, and everything's coming to the light. So really, everything's getting put out there that was always hidden before due to the times. So it's a time of information getting leaked out there. It's a time when people are risking their life just to get a little bit of information out there. It's a time where people are risking a lot just to stand up for what is right or what is even true.
Yeah, that's kind of why we named the show Higher Frequencies, because everything is coming to a higher frequency, and the way it happens is light has to shine on the darkness. It's kind of like the age-old story from way before man even started writing. It's the same story. It's always the light versus the darkness, and it's applied in everything, the yin, the yang, however you want to put it, however you want to look at it. You can even say Jesus first versus Satan, if that's your thing, but it all means the same thing. It's just light versus darkness. And so how light defeats darkness is by truth. The truth will set you free. That's how it goes. So here on Higher Frequencies, we're all going to be about truth. If I say something, that's what sits right with my soul. And I really don't give a damn if it sits right with your soul. I'm going to tell you how I feel. You can be open to it, or you can be closed to it. That's your priority. But if it comes out my mouth, that's how I feel. And I really don't care about how anybody else's feel. I love to hear your opinion, and I'm open-minded to anything. And we can have a general discussion about it. And I may be open to changing my ideas if you got something to tell me worth changing my ideas. But I've searched for this knowledge, and I've debated and searched my soul and searched everywhere possible in the new age that most of these older generations don't know nothing about. If you know how to use this internet here, it is insane on what you can learn. It's funny how they always try to play it out that if I learn something here from this internet, that I might be crazy.
Yeah, you must have heard it off the internet, right? Where'd you hear that? The internet?
Where'd you hear what you heard from? A little box on your TV?
Think about it.
Whose idea was it? Somebody else's. They don't call it programming for no reason. think about it.
When you already know, whenever it's just that simple because they already know exactly when you're. Now they're putting smart meters in the house to the point where they can actually know exactly when you come home, go to work, what TV shows you watch. So you are literally you're like a program. So you're programmed because you do the same thing. You should never. The thing about life is you gotta live in the moment of life. There's no past, there's no future guaranteed. The only thing is the present. So, once you realize that all the things that you want to do, you should do it right now, you might be able to get somewhere with it. You just gotta do it now. I'm sure everybody has plenty of ideas they want to do it. Just do it. Do it right now.
Getting back to good things going on right now is we've got a fresh new energy of a long-lasting new burst that came back in 2012 where the world didn't end, but little did you know the world very well ended. The world that we all knew ended, and the new one is going to be awesome. And so same thing the Bible talked about, the second coming of Christ. It's like what the Mayans talk about, the golden age. We're in the age of Aquarius. All this stuff lines up with, traditional Indian teachings. It lines up with Egyptian teachings. It lines up with Christian teachings. I mean, it's across the board about what's going on right now. And everybody that's here is here for a reason. They're here for now because of what's going on. And everybody is feeding energy into this. A lot of people are confused about feelings. A lot of people, everybody's just really confused. And so, if you look and you know what you're looking for, and you listen to the right people, you surround yourself with the right people, you'll find the answers. And it's just kind of that simple. So, I know everybody's got things going on in their life. They're getting rid of old habits. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. I don't believe in that jazz. I make daily resolutions because every day is no different than a new year. And so if you learn how to look at things a little more simply, you can live more simple. The more simple you live, the more happy you're more than likely going to be. Because everything is made complicated. You're told to consume and over-consume and waste, and that's why nobody feels good. You eat crappy food and you try to find happiness and buying stuff and turning off your actual creativity in your brain and just fed with entertainment. You could get entertainment at the tip of your fingers. It's so crazy. But it's better if you use the tip of your fingers to feed your mind instead of feed the little part of your brain's entertainment, because
it's not cool to turn your brain off. That's just turning your brain off.
That's
what you're doing. And you know you're doing it.
It's got to have balance. Everything requires balance. I don't care what it is. Everybody can overdo anything. But I can guarantee you, this day and age, everybody's addicted to entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's kind of their drug, really. Today's drug is entertainment.
And it's drama field, mostly. Seems like it's all drama field.
I ain't never liked drama. Never been in one with drama. I've kind of always stayed by myself all the time. I guess that's why I had time to learn all the things that I know now that I'm going to try and talk to you guys about, or hopefully you guys will talk with me about. I don't see anybody in the chat. I don't know if anybody's watching.
Well, it's just sometimes you want to share things that you basically beg for. I mean, I know I have. I searched for it, begged for it. Search far and wide for the truth of the matter and what is the truth. I mean, where does the basis of life even come from? Like down to the base questions. You gotta ask all the questions because the sources that's telling you a lot of these things aren't reliable. And maybe a whole key that you're missing from one little point that'll add up in a longer picture. It's the pieces of the puzzle that add up to equal the puzzle.
I'm trying to fix this camera here. I don't like things being off-center.
You're off center too. Look.
Don't you talk to me like that. Man, that ain't quite right. But you ain't.
Hold on, I'll fix it.
You can't look at it, that's too late.
I know that.
It's a little better.
Ain't even right. I ain't even gonna set down. How do I leave it?
Nah, mine's live feed. I got it here. That was it right there.
No, that was way off.
No.
Are you trying to hit the middle of the tapestry?
Yeah. Think about the tapestries. Come on, this is the background to the show. Look, it's lagging. Sorry guys if this stuff lags out and you don't hear the audio. Kind of really only shooting live for any input if somebody's going to put in input. But it's really all about the audio, which will be on the website.
But this is mainly just the first show, just a little test run. But that's mainly it. We didn't really have no topics to talk about really at all. We didn't come up with nothing to talk about. We didn't really. We just wanted to see if the equipment worked, see if we could run the audio real quick, and see if we could touch on a few little things, the basics of what we're trying to say. And that's just knowledge. The knowledge that we've learned, and you can take it how you want to take it, but it's just the things that's been learned about over history, the truth, the origin of life, the reason we're here. Is there an afterlife? Your soul, your energy, the future, everything. We're here to talk about everything. Because if you don't understand your past, you can never understand the future. And you're gonna bound to repeat it also. Which is worse.
Down with the elevator. Check out this awesome shirt.
Alright, so
Oh, Snap Sublime. That's my favorite band for anybody who cares. Sublime is awesome. Alright, so the good news. Good news is all the good energy that's coming this way. Like I said, everybody's getting rid of all the bad stuff. It's kind of been going on for a long time now. The prediction was, 2012, the world was going to end. Like I said, that's really what happened. Beforehand, man's kind of been in this male mentality, right side of the brain, survivalist mode is the best way to put it. Man's been in survival mode for many thousands of years. I guess out of mine, it would have been 26,000 years man has been in this survivalist mentality. And 2012 is what marked the end of that. And that's awesome because what's coming up next is called connectivity. Everything and everybody is connected. And that's what's awesome about this little internet here is connects everybody. The more and more it grows, the more and more it looks like a brain. Oh, snap. A brain.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen a brain operate? It's just like a bunch of fibers jumping all over the place. Well, that's how the internet works. And there's another grid too. It's called a consciousness grid. So everybody's connected to it. This thing is pretty freaking awesome. So how this thing works is...
Tell them about the monkeys, man.
I'm getting there. So how the consciousness grid works is... Well, let me start with, you already know you're connected to this thing because that little voice in the back of your head that tells you what's right and wrong, that's the consciousness grid. Everybody has...
It's your consciousness.
Everybody has a piece of God. I guess that's how everybody would like to hear it. I like to call it source, universal consciousness, creative force. But in essence, it's really God. If y'all want to call it God, we'll call it God. That's cool.
Yeah.
People like to vibe with that. I don't like to use the term typically because people I don't like to think of man in the sky with a beard who tells everybody what to do and knows what's going to happen every single minute. That's not quite how it works. People looking for God is like a fish looking for water. I mean, you're kind of surrounded by it. It's everywhere. You're a piece of it. You are God. Being a piece of God makes you God. You take things out of thin air, the fourth dimension, as we could say, and you bring them to life, to fruition. You are creating. Me as a carpenter, I really feel that, because I can take things out of my head, an idea for a deck or a house or anything, and I can make that thing real life.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not what,
but think about it with the mind instead. Instead of like your physical touch, is the future is going to be your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where we're headed in this great new thing that we're talking about, believe it or not, eventually you might just create what you need off your thoughts alone.
Maybe.
That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I guess we'll have to see. I guess you'll have to feel that later. I don't know.
Can you feel the energy?
Anyway, going on to this consciousness grid here is everybody knows what's right and wrong. You don't need a book or a preacher or a priest or a shaman or anything else to tell you what's right and wrong, because you feel within inside of you what's right and wrong. You are a part of the Trinity. The Trinity is the mind, the body, and the spirit. The spirit is your soul. Your soul never dies, just like what all the religious books talked about. But you're a quantum being, and so your soul doesn't die. You don't go to a heaven or hell. Sorry, those don't exist. Heaven and hell kind of exist here on earth, to believe it. Really kind of exist in your mind, because you can put yourself through you can put yourself through hell with your thoughts. But if you search for the right answers, you know how to live in heaven right here on earth. And then when you die, you remember everything that you've already done in any life that you've ever had, and you go back to the source where we all come from, or to God. But it's not quite heaven, because it's just where we all come from. We've lived many lives, we've lived many more. Basically everything you've been told about life has been a lie. History, and see, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it, and that's exactly what man's done for probably 26,000 years.
History was written by the winners.
That's right. The winners of wars is the ones that write the history books.
They burned all the other books, the real books. Then they wrote their own book because they won. They did, literally.
I know. That's how it works. That's how it works. But so this consciousness grid that we're all connected to, the right and wrong that you already know about, your connection with God or the source. This grid, you feed into this grid with your thoughts every single day. Every time I think something, all these thoughts that I think about life and how things actually work go into this grid. And when you're connected to it, you have the same thoughts. These aren't things I'm saying to you aren't coming out of thin air. This is knowledge you can find when you search in the right places. Really, when you search inside your heart and your soul, you start finding these answers. You don't need anybody to tell them to you. I know there's I like to bring up Christianity a lot because I was raised Christian in a Baptist church. I felt very strongly about it, but I was young and my mind was manipulated. And at one point I was really, really pissed off about that shit. I mean, God, I was so fucking mad. But I've released that now, and from my anger, I went on a search for truth, and I searched my soul.
That was a blessing right there. That was the biggest blessing, was when he was most angry.
That's right, because that's when I was the most brutal in my search.
You got angry about the truth right there.
But when I figured out I was lied to about so much, and that everybody was lying, the government, the preachers, it was just all a big lie to control me. Mm-hmm. And that's how it works.
And it ain't nothing new.
No, it's old. It's old as the history books. It's the oldest game. It's divide and conquer. It used to be you could kill 1 million people, or it's easier. How's the saying go?
It's easier to control 1 million people to kill them. I don't know.
I can't even remember saying, so I'm not going to pull a George Bush and even try to attempt to watch it up.
W.
I'm not going to pull a W on you guys. Anyway,
it's easier to control you through manipulation tactics than to control you through straight tactics.
That's yeah. So everything has been about division. That's how they control you. They divide you with religion. They divide you with politics. They divide you with sports. They divide you with race. I mean, it's just so easy to divide people.
They divide you with politics big time.
Religion was the very first one that they used to divide people. Because if people actually knew, they love their religion, but if they knew the history of their religion or history of religions before their actual religion, maybe they would understand some stuff more. But Christianity alone, was promoted through war and a lot of blood.
Crusades.
A lot of bad things, The Knights Crusade, kind of conquered the world, which were the Romans. If you don't guys know about the Romans, they were pretty awesome. I enjoy anything old school Roman medieval stuff like that. I kind of get kicks off that stuff.
Roman Templar though, they were
basically they went from Catholicism, which was their main forced religion, guys. Think how easy people are to control politically. If you really want to control somebody and make them your slave, you control them with politics and forced religion. That's how you use religion to make the laws that you can't make with politics, and so that's how you have complete control of someone. And so that's why
willingly.
Yeah.
Willingly. That's the key
you
word.
Willingly give up your control.
Because you don't even know it.
Mostly because you're scared, because you don't know.
Yeah, and you want to know so bad that they got the first one they got to you.
Fear is an illusion, guys. Fear is all within yourself. And the main things people are feared of is death. And that's like the one thing you should be scared the least of.
Yeah.
Because when you die, you're going to have all the answers that you kind of already know. And a lot of times you can find those answers that you already know now, here, within this incarnation, in the 3D on the earth that we live in now.
By little tricks. There's meditation, things of that nature.
But the good news is, the best news I can tell you guys is, when you die, this is just a vessel. This is the Trinity. You got your mind, your body, and your spirit. Well, your spirit is going to leave this little meat suit, and it's going to go back to where it come from, back to Mother Earth. And you might make a tree or some cool-ass mushrooms or whatever. Honestly, I think I want to be made into a tree. Find somewhere to plant my body somewhere. That would be really, really awesome, honestly.
It would be cool just to be... well, there's not really that many carnivores around here. Just feed me to a wild animal.
What?
I mean, why not, bro? That'd be kind of weird, though, wouldn't it? That was the first time I ever thought about it.
I guess I could donate my parts to science, and then...
they got the body for it.
I don't know. The only bad thing about that is they say, a lot of times they might not resuscitate you as quickly if you're...
Organ donor?
If you're up for the organ donor.
Oh, I'm still an organ donor.
I'm an organ donor still.
Well, what they said about that is also that they sell the organs. They put priority on them.
All right. We're not going to get down there. Anyway, on the good news, we were at that you don't die. Oh, man, it's that awesome. You do not die. So if there's one thing you could really lift the weight up off your shoulders, to know that whatever happens to you tomorrow, whatever happens whatsoever, whatever happens, no matter what, even if the worst thing happens in your life, cease to exist here in this incarnation, that everything will be alright, and you will be reunited with the oneness of the universe, or God, you may say.
Maybe everybody, maybe your ancestors, maybe all that.
No matter what you do, you will be reunited with this God. Even if it's the worst thing you could possibly think of. This is the magic of life. It's called karma. What goes around comes around. And so you might do something really bad in this life. I mean, the worst you could possibly think of that's going on out there. You still got to look at it with love and an open heart, because we have karma. What we don't pay for in this life before we die, the bad things that we do to people, you will come back here and you will pay for that in karma.
If you don't pay in this life,
you'll definitely pay in the next.
Yeah.
And so that's where the bad things happen. And the way I look at it, why so much bad is going on now is because where we're going, there's no existence for bad. And so the ones here that still have karma left that they need to pay for, they're paying for it because those vibrations are gone. So all the bad that you're seeing is a good thing because it's coming out so it can go away.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So don't even, I'm not saying don't pay attention to the bad things going on, but really it's really kind of how it goes. This is how we got to do this, guys. We got to get involved with our communities. We got to learn to love our neighbors. It's kind of all that good stuff that the Bible is talking about. But you got to learn to love your neighbors, because how everybody's being controlled is by disconnection. And so that's what all about the end of the old world is. And the internet doesn't show you the new world is here and it's coming no matter what anybody does. Government, politics, religion, you can't stop it. They're scared. And I am thrilled to death because it's out with the old and in with the motherfucking new.
Because now it's not. Now you might put up privacy fences to be right beside each other, but shit, you friends on Facebook.
Take them fences down.
Come on now.
You know, I got trees separating me from my neighbors, and I was thinking about coming down and putting up a privacy fence, but just like Alex said, is, you know what, screw that. You got to get to know your neighbors. You got to really get involved in the community. The best way...
It's just got you back in an emergency situation too, you know what I mean? The
best way to get away from the man and all the politics and all the ways you're being controlled is, one, is turning off your TV, getting to know your neighbors. I don't care what color they are or where the heck they're from. If they're from a different country or a different color, that's the person you really need to get to know, so you can open your mind up to what's out there. Because everything you've been told about other countries and out there across the world, that shit is that's a goddamn lie.
Yeah.
You don't know. If, if you got something to say about another country, you have to tell me a personal experience from your visit. I don't believe anything that I see unless it's an actual live YouTube video of somebody from somewhere. And then it's got to be, you know, a correlated message, or it's got to sit right with what's inside of me, because the way it's worked for me for quite a long time, even watching the TV, I'm so connected with stuff as soon as they said something about the news on the TV, I already knew it was a lie. You know, people thought I was crazy back in the day. My own mom thought I was like 10 full hat crazy when I said the government controlled the weather. I mean, we're talking 2005, 2004,
03 or 4 or 5.
How long ago was that?
13 years ago.
Whoa, 13 years! Wow. You know, I thought I was so crazy, you know, but now it's proven. You know, they started that stuff back in '97, really trying to manipulate it. But you know, they passed a resolution with the UN in the '60s. Saying we wouldn't use weather modification against other countries. So if we could do enough to the weather in the 60s that, you know, they thought it could be used as a weapon. Well, it's 2018, and you can imagine what could be going on now. Maybe like a cyclone bomb.
Here's the fact.
That's not involved.
Still
a possibility.
Here's the example. When they did the Beijing Olympics in China, they made it so it didn't rain.
That's right.
They admitted to that. But if they don't show you, then what do you else do you need to know? They can control the weather.
But if you guys don't know, I might not look that old, but I'm 30. And I remember what the skies looked like pre-1997 when they actually really started hardcore spraying the sky, and people are asleep. I like the term sheeple, but kind of what's going on now is a forced awakening.
A shake-up.
It's a shake-up. Everybody's getting shook up.
You're getting shook. You're getting told it. You're hearing it.
I know you can see it. Everything is shook up everywhere you see it. The world is shook up, and I love it. It's awesome. Yeah. As my man Ralph Smart said, feel that good ass prana.
That's in the air.
You guys need to check out Ralph Smart. This guy is off the chain. He's a great guy to watch. That's some good energy that you need to be vibing on. That's for sure.
He's a happy guy.
So yeah, the whole world's shook up right now.
But it feels good to know that, man. It feels good to know the truth. I mean, it don't feel bad at all. I mean,
I know everybody. I want everybody
feels
right
amazing.
Now with me who's watching or listening. I don't care if this is recording 20 years from now. If it's recording 20 years from now, you'll be like, oh man, that's cool. This guy kind of knew what was happening. But wherever you are right now, let's just take 1 second. Just take a deep breath in your solar plexus in your stomach. Just a deep breath. Go. Everything's okay, guys. It's going to be all right. I know you feel it, but a sigh of relief is there's nothing in the world to worry about. Don't be scared of anything, and don't worry. You got to release that stuff. You got to release all that negative energy. Right now, everything is so fragile. The earth is changing so much right now that your thoughts alone is manipulating your day-to-day reality.
That's what all these motivational speakers are telling you all the time. There's really popular guys that are like, first thing you do is vision what you're going to do. Then you literally just do it. You manifest it in your life. All these people are telling you this. All these YouTube stars, all these Facebook people, like that Gary V guy, to all Les Miles, to all these guys, man, they'll tell you the same thing. To Jesus, Muhammad, Krishna, Buddha, all of those. Come on, man. They said it. It's in your mind. It's in your thoughts.
Tell you a little fun fact about Jesus, my guys. And really, if you like to coin stuff, I don't like labels. Labels suck. I used to call myself agnostic. I guess I really didn't know what was up. I was still confused. Agnostic means you don't know whether there's a God in one way or another. You're not saying there is. You're not saying there's not. But really, religion is agnostic. The word we're looking for is Gnostic. It comes from the word gnosis, Gnosis. It's the art of knowing or searching for truth within. This is exactly what Jesus and every other incarnate that's come to this earth that people decided to write great books about or
talk about for centuries,
decades. This was the message. It's so simple. Whenever you figure it out, it's so simple. And so the main key with these organized religion, Christianity alone, that the Romans did, King James to be exact, please do not give me a version of your story. I would actually rather have the original story, because the Bible is just a collection of Dead Sea Scrolls, and there is a whole lot that is not in this beginning and end story. And it's not really meant to take literal. There's a lot of pagan stuff in the scrolls that's around the Son of God, which is actually our Son of God. That's what this winter solstice come about. I kind of put a little thing on Facebook. We'll just touch on it 1 second here. So we could actually just celebrate Easter here on the 25th, what I guess would have been Easter. I guess that would also have been the birth of the Son of God. But we'll just go with a couple Bible references real quick on this event that just happened. Everything across the world lines up with the sun. Everything is based around the sun. For history, the sun has actually been our God. We rely on the sun. The whole planet relies on the sun. As a matter of fact, all the planets in our solar system rely on the Son of God. S-U-N, not S-O-N. Son of God. So, here what just happened on the 22nd is the sun quit moving on the horizon. If you could take the sun and you got the earth, alright, and say the sun sets here, it's going to come down to right on the surface of the earth, and it's going to stop it's going to quit moving on the 22nd. So the Son of God is going to die on the cross is the actual reference we will go to, because there is a constellation of stars in the sky. And they make a cross. Everybody was all about the stars back in the day. That's how they kind of...
What's the constellation called? Like crisis? Or...
I know, it's just a cross. There's not an actual name for it. It's just a cross where the sun stops moving on the horizon, or where the Son of God dies on the cross. I'll get some water. So the Son of God dies on the cross on December 22nd. The three kings that follow is Orion's belt, who follows along, and it follows the bright star. And that bright star is Cyrus. It's the star in the east. It's the star in the Bible. It's the star that the three wise men followed to find the birth of Christ, the birth of Jesus, the birth of the Son of God. So the actual translation would be the three kings bearing, following the star in the east, which is Cyrus, which is the brightest star at that time of year. They followed it to the birth of the Son of God. And then 3 days later, the sun rises again. And so the sun stays on the horizon on one spot and doesn't move. So that means that you have the same night and day for 3 days where the sun does not move on the horizon. The Son of God is dead as far as movement goes. And then on the 25th, Christmas Day, the sun rises again. Hallelujah, the Son of God has risen. That is a great thing to be happy about, guys, because here comes some warm weather. I know it is really abnormally cold here in North Carolina. I work outside and I've been freezing my balls off. So on the 25th, the Son of God rises again. We call it Christmas. Christmas has really been manipulated to a materialistic thing. It's got a spin off from some pagan ideals. But we won't talk about that particular subject now. I just wanted to touch on the great news about the 25th and the birth of the Son of God, and the great things that's coming. Here's warm weather, which I'm going to be so happy about. Alright, so we're just talking about the consciousness grid. That's right. So the consciousness grid, your thoughts manipulating your reality right now. So you've got to really control what you think about. You want to think all good thoughts.
Well, you got to think about it like it's like a network, like the internet. It's exactly like the internet. Every house has the internet that's connected to a grid.
Which is nothing but a computer connected to another computer.
Which is your consciousness. Your mind has actually another prism to it that you probably never even heard about, but you've been told about through different decoded messages. Now it's all starting to come out that it's consciousness. Everything affects everything, and everybody's wave is everybody's wave.
That's right. I got on Jesus. That's how we got there with the whole ordeal about Christmas. So Jesus taught gnosis, which is the journey within to find God, and that's what all of these religions really taught. And so that's why they killed Jesus. He was teaching a message, which isn't his name. Can't actually pronounce what his name actually was. It's just translated to Jesus in the King James Version, and most other English texts of the translation of the Bible. So Jesus really taught that we all have a personal connection with God, and we go within to find God, and we're all connected to the same thing, this consciousness, this network of thoughts. Just like the internet. If you get on your computer, if I get all this thing working right, I can show y'all actually what it looks like here.
But are you guys? I hope you guys get this live feed. I hope you guys are getting this.
Sorry
Megan?
guys if it's laggy. I'll have to figure it out. I'm not sure if it's the casting program or if it is my computer's. It's going pretty good. I keep getting this error on the casting program. We still got to work out some kinks. This is number one. But the main key to the podcast is the audio. The audio will be uploaded to the website, and you'll be able to get that off Facebook and everywhere. As soon as we're over, I will be putting that up, possibly be on iTunes also.
We're good now.
It's probably going to stop, slow up, come back. Sorry about that. Really.
The frequency, man.
Just get the audio afterwards, so you can get a full effect of what we're talking about.
I know a lot of you guys want to talk about the same thing we want to talk about, because there's a lot of people out there with a lot of interest, and I really respect that. If anybody wants to, we can maybe arrange something where we can put you on. We can maybe put you on the podcast with like a stream or something like that. I don't know if anybody was interested in something like that. Maybe we can work on something like that.
Oh yeah. When everything gets up and kosher, we're gonna have guests. We're gonna talk about different subjects. The first one here is just about good news. I'm kind of gonna cover a wide base on everything, just kind of make everybody feel good about what's going on.
Yeah.
And then each episode we will pick out something specifically to talk about in depth. Please, everybody, leave some feedback on what you thought about the show and what you'd like for us to cover on maybe this wide base of things that I covered tonight, or whatever you have thoughts that you may want to just bounce off of us, because this is what I'm talking about connecting. And this is what everybody's got to do right now is connect. This grid here. So if I had everything working right, I would show you what the internet actually looks like as a picture, because it's just a bunch of computers connected to one another, and so it's like bouncy lines all over the place. It looks just like the consciousness grid. It's identical. It may even be one of the small pieces
what it is
to the consciousness grid, because right now anybody all across the world can see my laggy YouTube and my laggy Facebook.
We might be good now.
And then when I get off of here, they'll be able to download everything I've talked about, and that is amazing. I mean, that is mind-boggling. I mean, especially if you elderly people are where it's at. If you go talk to an older person, anybody in their 70s or 80s, and ask about the world that they lived in whenever they were kids and where we are now. I mean, it would shake and rattle you like crazy. It's just insane on where things have went so fast. I'm 30 years old. I grew up in a world where you had to know people's phone numbers, and you had to go pick up a phone. I think cordless phones may have been out when I was very young, but everybody on TV had the real long phone cord. It was like 10 foot long.
Appreciate the share, Megan.
And they had to talk on that jazz, and then.
At first they was back in the day. One community had one phone line.
Well, I was just talking about our
within that generation.
In my 30 years, we went from a house phone
with a long ass cord.
2018, I think.
Well, then we went to the cordless house phone.
Yeah, well, they may have existed when we were little.
Maybe, but they were big and bulky.
They were expensive and they were gigantor.
Yeah, and they hardly worked.
And so now landlines are not even used anymore. The main provider is AT&T. They own all landlines and everything's digital. So
she said, "How do you filter out bad thoughts?"
Filter out bad thoughts. That's a lot of practice. That takes a lot of self-discovery. It's not an easy thing. I wish it's easy as it's done, but it's not. That's kind of what all these religious teachings are talking about.
The yogis meditation.
It's hell. It is. It is hell to be able to learn to control your thoughts to make yourself happy. Yeah. It's kind of like Edgar Casey. Awesome man. Don't know him. Learn about him. Fun stuff to know. Good food for thought. Edgar Casey said Revelations.
Look him up.
If you're Christian, please look up Edgar Casey. He was a very, very godly man, very, very smart, and he will open your eyes to some real stuff. And you can follow in your heart and find the truth where this man, what he taught and what he felt and what he done. It was amazing. But Edgar Casey talks about Revelations. It's not how I was taught as a young boy in Christian religion. They talk about the rapture when Jesus is going to come in the blink of the eye in the eastern sky. Well, sorry guys, the Son of God comes in a blink of an eye every morning in the eastern sky on a cloud.
Connect the dots.
Nobody's technically coming to save you, but technically you kind of are going to be saved anyway, because the things that are going on, they can't nobody stop, and everybody's about to vibrate higher. Everybody's about to feel good.
Yes.
So about your thoughts,
yes.
Kind of right now, a lot of people might be having some extra negative thoughts. There's thoughts and feelings that just come out of nowhere. One minute you're just happy, woo, and the next minute you want to cry. Everything's real intense with everybody, and if you're an empathetic person, we'll cover that sometime. If you don't know what an empath is, check it out. It just means you feel other people's energy very deeply. I'm an empath, that's why I stay to myself. I don't really usually vibe with other people because I didn't know what I was and what was going on, so I didn't vibe with other people because I get feelings off of them and I ignored them. But I've learned good stuff about that stuff, and you should too. But so there's a bunch of energies coming and going because that's just how it works. We're hashing out all the bad stuff, and it takes a long time to change, like 26,000 years of conditioning.
Yeah,
it don't happen
it's
overnight.
Ancient.
The world that we knew of ended in 2012, and the new one is here, and it's coming stronger and stronger, and it doesn't happen like in the blink of an eye, but things are constantly changing every day. And so to control your thoughts, to help everything going, you gotta get rid of negative people in your life. Anything that doesn't feel good inside of your body, inside of your heart, you know what I'm talking about, your gut, that feeling, you're feeling things just aren't right. If you wake up and you just feel like something's not right, you gotta hunt that mug down. You gotta hunt it down, find it, get it out of there. That's the only way you're gonna be happy.
Here's another thing that worked for me.
It might be your job, it might be your best friend, it might be a parent or loved one, or it
might be an addiction.
It might be anything. It could be an addiction, whether that addiction be drugs, which include alcohol, caffeine, anything over the counter, or that the doctor gave you, or that you buy from your buddy down the street. Any of that stuff that any of that stuff can be an addiction. Gambling, shopping, addiction's easy. Some people overdo anything, whether it be candy or whatever. Everything's about balance. And so if you balance your life, that's going to help you control your thoughts. It's going to help you stay happy with balance. Everybody's got to have balance of time to themselves. Everybody's got to have balance to their work life.
Let me add something to it. If you're having a bad thought like that, you immediately want to try to get out of your mind that you know is a bad thought, try just saying, I rebuke that thought. Just try that. Just try that. Just try and see how that works for you, and just say, I rebuke that thought.
Or if you're religious, whatever God you believe in, Jesus, Muhammad, whoever.
I learned that from Christianity.
That's right. You can take whatever God you feel like and help them to use you to get rid of those bad thoughts.
You can say, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus Christ.
You can do it yourself, with your own power, because you are powerful, and you say, I rebuke this thought. And you can control your thoughts. Just try to think of anything that makes you happy. Redirect that thought. The mind is powerful. It wonders. And so that's what meditation teaches you. That's kind of what Jesus and Buddha talked about. When you're meditating, you are fellowshipping with God. If per se, you're fellowshipping with the universal consciousness. When you relax and you learn to relax and just kind of let all those thoughts from the day flow through and go away, you're connecting to the consciousness grid, you're connecting with God, and that's when things really start to slow down. That's where you really release negative thoughts, where you learn how to control your thoughts. That's where you release past life regressions, or release your day of everything bad happened. It's like one thing after another, But when you wake up and that one bad thing happens, and you're like, oh, it's going to be a bad day. Boom. Ha. You thought you controlled your reality? Well, I know everybody's controlled that bad day because I've done it. Woo, have I done it?
Yeah.
I put myself through
it did about do it, you know what I mean?
I've owned a business, owned a construction business. I made some good decisions. I made some bad decisions. I learned some awesome lessons. I do not regret anything whatsoever. But I put myself through hell, worrying about 9 guys eating and their families eating. I started a business because I care about people. I work for a lot of crappy contractors. I want to be a contractor. I try to pride myself on honesty and being a good person. And so that's what I built the foundation of my business on. That's why I wanted to own a business. So I cared about my guys, about how they were going to eat. I was a new business guy. I was just trying to do all kinds of stuff, to work towards what I thought was my dream. Who even knows what their dream is? That's kind of a big piece to bite off. But I literally put myself through hell worrying about stuff. I lost a lot of weight. I dropped down like 138 pounds. I didn't look like a druggie, thank goodness. I just looked like a little skinny guy because I was still like being healthy and eating and stuff. It was just stress was literally killing me. It's like my body was kind of eating itself from the inside out. I was still eating. I was doing a lot of walking at work, but it really come down to stress. I was stressing so much I was making myself live through hell. And you learn how to control your mind. You can learn how to live in heaven here on earth, and learn how to get away from hell. And so when you meditate, you connect with this conscious grid. You are having a conversation with God. Once you finally get rid of all those thoughts and clear it out, that's connecting with God. You can ask yourself or God, your higher self. You can ask questions. You'll get the answers one way or another. The more you learn about how things work, you will learn more about how you get those answers. Some people actually hear voices, and that's awesome. I wish I actually could get a straight up voice.
That's what you would call a prophet back in the day.
Yeah.
Now you call it crazy.
Yeah, now we call it crazy. We got anything to drink?
Yeah, we got some water in there.
We get some water.
Yeah. We're probably going to close it down here in about 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I don't know.
Are you done?
Nah. You got a cup?
No.
Carry on, bro.
Sorry, guys. My mouth is dry. I'm not done talking. So yeah, with meditation you learn how to connect.
What's that in there?
I had coffee in
Oh.
there. But with meditation you learn how to clear your mind. You learn how to connect with everybody and everything, and you learn how to control your thoughts so you can practice being happier in day-to-day life. Being happy is the only thing everybody wants. Everybody wants to be happy. Well, meditate and learn how to love everybody and everything.
Nice spring water.
Probably. You gotta learn how to love everybody and everything. I know I used to have enemies and I would be angry at people. I had resentment. That's just kind of how life goes. Life kicks you in the ass, and then you kind of get mad at it. I've always been a fighter. I always like to fight. I do jiu-jitsu now. It's fun. It helps me. It's kind of a meditation, I guess, also on top of meditating. Are we not getting
Get some good frequencies from people.
It should be showing up. I should be able to see you right here.
That's the message.
It should still be showing up.
Feel free to comment whatever you feel like.
Yeah, feel free to comment. We should be getting them in here. Everybody should be able to see them if you're on Facebook commenting. We'll work on that while I'm chatting with you here. Where I was at, I was talking about connecting. Controlling your thoughts, being happy. Everybody wants to be happy. That's right. I was talking about love. Everybody wants to be happy. If you really want to be happy, you gotta work every day towards learning how to love everybody. You gotta connect with your neighbors. You gotta love them. You gotta learn how to love your neighbors. You gotta learn how to let go of anything in your heart that you're holding from your past that you weren't happy about. That makes you feel bad. You gotta let go of that stuff. You gotta let go of people in your life that doesn't make you feel good.
We got a question. What's the best way to meditate?
The best way to meditate? Oh, wow, that is a whole subject in itself. Sounds like a great podcast topic. Meditation is all
That's
about...
the guy to ask right there. He's been meditating for like, since we was 18 years old, he was meditating. Thought it was crazy, but...
Everybody thought I'm crazy. Hell, I am crazy. Listen to me on here. I'm crazy, guys. I'm crazy as shit. Listen to what I got to say, but only if it don't vibrate with you, then don't believe that crap. Shoot.
I know. So research yourself. Don't believe anything. Just research it.
Yeah,
If you can't find that what we're saying he's saying is true, or what I'm saying is true, call us out.
This is all food for thought, guys. So I want you to listen to what I'm saying, but I want you to feel what I'm saying, and if you don't feel it, then research until you feel it, or research until you find what you feel. Just don't believe what people tell you. That's what's wrong. You got to connect. You got to connect with your inner self. You got to meditate on what is true to you. Because truth is what's going to set you free. Truth is what's going to bring you happiness. Truth is what's going to raise these frequencies up even higher to this new earth that we're going to, guys.
So we might touch on the meditation thing on another podcast.
No, I'm going to do a little bit right now. Meditating is all about clearing your mind. And so just got to go in a quiet room, turn off all electronics. I started off with a candle. Just a candle and this cushion that my awesome grandma made me when I was born. It's probably like 3 foot by 3 foot, real thick, old school cloth. She made it when I was born. My dad kept up with it, and I got my hands on it. And
had a lot of love in it.
Still got it. I love it. I love it as much as my grandma loves me, and how much she loved me whenever she put it into it. And I still feel that love.
Yeah.
I sat on that same pillow the first time I ever meditated, and I lit me a candle, and I tried to play me some soft music. I went with Japanese flute.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's a real nice, soothing sound. A little.
It's almost like a Native American flute or something.
Yeah,
it's a little
Native
different
American.
style.
I've tried to look up some Native American type flute stuff, but sorry, most of all the good stuff that they had, we've destroyed here in our country.
Yeah, we've almost totally lost it.
Another subject. We're all in good vibes here tonight. So,
that's good vibes to get it out there. You got to expose the bull.
Oh yeah, I know that's right. So on the meditation,
it ain't always milk and honey, but back to the meditation.
Yeah. So on meditating, you got to calm your mind. You want to turn off the electronics, turn off the lights.
Get you some
candles. Have a soft light, light a candle, 1 or 2
incense
candles.
Maybe.
You can use a chair. You just really want to be comfortable. Have comfortable clothes. You want to sit comfortable, typically Indian style. There's no particular way to hold your hands. This is all just beginner techniques. If you want to learn all the other good stuff, that's all in your journey. But just begin. You want to sit down quietly. Sit there. You want to breathe in through your nose into your stomach, not into your chest. Into your stomach is what they call your solar plexus. Take a deep breath into your stomach. Breathe out. You can meditate while you're standing and reverse restore just by simply focusing your thoughts on your breath. Breathe in through your nose, release through your mouth.
About clearing your mind.
Of thinking about your breath and controlling your breath is clearing your mind, because you're having to take your automated breath. You're stopping it with your mind, so therefore you're controlling your mind, because it's yours. You can do whatever you want to with it. This is what meditation is all about: controlling your mind and your body. It's yours. You can do anything you want.
Can I throw a tip in there? The tip I heard is think about the farthest sound that you can hear away from you, and whatever that farthest sound is, and focus on that sound. That'll clear your mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But clearing your mind is all about focusing on anything. You can focus on the candlelight just by watching it. But really, the first beginner steps, you start with, you want to start controlling your breath. You want to get in the habit of breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. It's nothing to hold yourself up on how you're breathing. It's just a technique of clearing your mind. Thoughts are just going to rush through. That's how it works. This is what this is all about, is letting everything flow. So all these thoughts are going to flow through about your day and about your life, anything, Every time something pops in your head, just kind of let it go. Feel however it's making you feel, and just veer yourself back over to the path you're going, which is either your breath or the candlelight. And try to do this for 5 to 10 minutes and work yourself up to 20 minutes. You know, they recommend 20 minutes a day of meditation. Just go in a quiet room and simply just try to clear your thoughts in quiet and peace, or with some Japanese flute or anything relaxing, waterfall sound of rain, you know, anything just relaxing sounding.
Water sounds.
You don't have to really play anything at all, but a lot of people are scared of silence in their own
But
mind.
the key is the frequency of the sound. You know, that's like nature's sound is a perfect frequency to resonate within your soul.
Nature is awesome, and meditating outside is a very awesome thing to do.
The sound of the wind going on, the waves crashing, the sound of the wind in the trees.
But do about 5 to 10 minutes starting off. You can go for 20 minutes if you want to for your first time, but the saying goes, you know, meditate for 20 minutes a day. And if you think you're too busy for 20 minutes, then you need to meditate 30 minutes. That's just kind of how it works. Is you gotta learn how to live in the now. Quit letting everybody. I mean, everything is speeding up physically, but a lot of stuff is being portrayed to you real fast, and so you just kind of live in the moment. Try to slow down. Take a deep breath of fresh air. Take a deep breath of fresh air. Look at the beauty of nature. You can meditate while you're driving down the road just by centering your thoughts on your breath, or one simple thing. Listen to freaking music is a meditation to me. I love music. Music is great. That's all I do anymore. If I'm not reading, or if I am reading something, I'm listening to music.
The whole universe and the whole universe itself is based on frequencies and technology, frequencies and vibrations.
That's right.
I mean, honestly, let's just break it down. That's a fact.
When it comes straight down to the most simple, basic form of existence, down to an atom, which you all learned in school, if you break down that atom to its most simple form, is nothing but a vibration. Is nothing but a frequency. So just like the Matrix taught you, everything you see is not real. This is basically a holographic display of vibrations, and so that's why you really are connected with God, and you're all creators, and your thoughts alone manipulate your day-to-day reality. You wake up and say you're going to have a bad day. You're going to have a bad day.
Guaranteed.
If you can learn to meditate, and you can learn to wake up, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, take a deep breath and say, I'm going to have an awesome day, and you have faith in that, or you just affirm yourself. It's called affirmation, you know. Just say it and get it out there, because your thoughts alone puts out to the universe what you want. Much less if you say it out loud. You're really saying you want something. And so if you're worried about something and you're thinking about it in your mind, you don't realize it, but you're really putting that out there to the universe. You know, the universe can't decipher what you want. It just knows what signal you're sending out to it. It just knows your vibration. It doesn't know that you're thinking about something bad happening, that you don't want that. Luckily, we can't instantly manifest right now, because you know, you're watching TV and you're like, hey man, it'd be awesome to have an elephant, and boom, a freaking elephant popped in the room.
We're not ready for that yet.
You know, you're not ready for that. We're just babies in this whole journey. This is an evolution of man that's going on right now, and we might be going to the walking stage right now. We're just babes right now in this whole ordeal.
But everybody has a responsibility.
That's right. Everybody has a responsibility, and responsibility is to take your journey within.
And follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
Your intuition.
And so right now, you know, the good news is you gotta love everybody. You gotta connect with your neighbors. You gotta connect with your community, and that's how we're going to change everything. When you start connecting with yourself and controlling your thoughts, you're helping the universe, and you're helping everybody. You're helping everybody in this new earth with your thoughts alone. So right now, guys, you gotta get rid of all the bad things that's bringing you down, because if
there's no time for it. The time is now.
The time is now.
There's no time for it no more.
Yeah, you've got to.
I mean, damn.
You got to get rid of the things that's bringing you down, so you can help the earth and help your neighbors and anybody that's feeling bad. Just by you feeling good, it's helping them. You feeling good and being happy is helping the entire world right now.
You ever been around a happy ass person? You can't tell me they don't rub off on you.
Oh yeah.
You ever been around a pissed off person? You can't tell me they don't rub off.
Yeah. That's right. But yeah, you meet somebody who's just got that big smile on their face and they can't wipe it off and they're such a good mood.
Yeah.
Unless you're in a super crappy mood and you're jealous.
Yeah.
You're gonna feel good about that person being in a good mood, and they might make you smile. You can feel it. Like you can feel it. The more you meditate and connect with yourself and connect with source or God or your higher self, whatever you want to call it, the more you do that, the more you will feel and see how much your thoughts and how much we affect one another. And so on this consciousness grid, how everybody controls everything is they did this study. There were these monkeys on this island, and they were taking rocks and cracking coconuts with it. Like there was few smart monkeys that was smart, and there's a couple of islands where the monkeys can't get to each other. And months and months went on, and
they learned from watching the people.
There was still a couple. There was still a couple monkeys, just a couple monkeys cracking the coconuts with the rock. And then next thing you know, monkeys on this other island, and it kind of popped off where all the monkeys started cracking their coconuts with this rock. Even on these islands that didn't ever see no monkey crack a coconut with a rock. And so these monkeys learned about cracking this coconut with this rock from somewhere else, from this consciousness grid that we're all connected to. And so that proves that it exists because the monkeys learned to crack the rock on that island by another monkey learning to crack that rock that's never come in contact with. And so, you know how people are. We need to learn how to apply the scientific method to our everyday life. But scientists are cool, and so they use science, and they did a study on humans, and this is what they did. They showed a picture in Australia, if I believe, a picture with a bunch of faces on it, and asked people how many faces they seen. And, people seen like 5, 6, 7, 8 pictures. Well, they showed the very same picture to another demographic, very small area in England. They showed them the picture and showed them the faces and showed them how many faces was there. They did the same experiment on another. The same study group was in England. They did the study, seen how many they got in England. It was like maybe 9 max, and then they showed them the faces, and then they did a whole nother study a week later in Australia, where this didn't air whatsoever. And when they showed it to these, people got like most of the faces, like all kinds of faces. And so that proves that humans is also connected to this consciousness grid just by knowing and thinking something, you're putting it out there. And so that's why when people meditate, they have the same thoughts and the same thoughts that I had at a very young age when I started to meditate. All the same thoughts and feelings kind of flowed in, just like flows through everybody else, just like Jesus and Buddha and all them, when they did this connection, they had all these same thoughts and feelings, and that's why all this stuff rests right with me in my soul, because I can feel it. And everybody can feel all the good vibrations going on today. I know you see all the bad stuff, because that's what everybody is being shown. But you got to quit looking at the bad stuff. Learn how to look in the good in life. That's one of the keys to happiness is if you think pitiful, pitiful, poor me all the time, well, guess what? You're going to be pitiful, pitiful, poor you. You're going to be sad and hate your life. But if you wake up and you got a bed to sleep in, and you're warm and you got clothes, or if you have a job, there is so many things to be thankful for every single day when you wake up. So if you can learn to wake up and just show the smallest bit of gratitude, I'm going to teach you this trick that I learned out. The smallest bit of gratitude goes a long way. When you show a little bit of gratitude, guess what the universe does? It gives you more of everything. You show gratitude for anything, and it will come back in abundance. Simple gratitude is also going to make you happy. Just be happy with what you got, and you'll get more But if you're happy with what you got, you don't want no more. And that's the trick and the magic. It's kind
You
of
want more? What do you want more of, though? That's the question. Like, do you want more of that crap, or do you want more of, like knowledge? Do you want more knowledge? Do you want more
regardless
love?
Whatever you're grateful for, you will get more
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
I mean, even if you're grateful for your material crap, if you're grateful for it, if you're truly grateful for it, you will get more of that material crap, because that's just how stuff operates.
But the happiness factor.
And so some people, think material things make them happy, but everybody has already seen that that's not how it goes. The more stuff you got doesn't make you happy. You
see it all the time.
You see it all the time. People with a lot of money are always doing something crazy to kind of get their fix for happiness. That's all they're looking for. They get a whole bunch of money and realize that money don't make them happy, and they're doing drugs. They have bought all the fancy cars and done all that stuff, and then so they
bought all the best hookers, the best drugs, the best synth type things.
Yeah, all the material, all the earthly things, that all these books taught you about that were bad. They're not bad to have these things. They're bad to put your life around these things, because really it's greed. And the earth has enough for every man's need, but it does not have enough for every man's greed. And so that's the earth that died out. It takes time. It takes time for all that stuff to hash out. It takes time for all these backward thinking people. Luckily, most of them are older, and that's just how time goes. Their journey is over with. Their time to shine has come. Their time to put their stuff on this earth has come and gone, and it's our turn. 30, the new generations are coming. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but all this stuff started happening in the early 50s. It was kind of leading up to 2012 and all the things that are going on now. There's a wave that come through, and everybody's seen that. If you know anything about history, you can see it. This is whenever
they're still talking about it.
They're still talking about it. We still feeling it. We still are a part of it. We still talking about it and everything.
It's a wave, man.
It was the wave. It was the first wave of indigo children. It was the first wave of the different breed, like me and my buddy Alex here. We were born and we thought different. As soon as we was introduced to the world and the way things went, there was always this thing in the back of our head, like, I'm here for something. This isn't right. Whether it be politics, religion,
anything.
It's in our DNA that this stuff isn't right, and we can't help it. And this happened to many people since the early 50s. These people chose to come here at this time to change things for the new earth that's coming now, that we're all going to be a part of, and that people like me and Alex and Ralph Smart and musicians like Soulja, people like Bob Marley.
Anybody even watching this?
Anybody even watching this? Is you guys?
Megan, you was watching earlier. You was asking questions. You wanted to hear this.
You are changing the earth. There. Every single one of you guys being curious and looking for this knowledge. You guys are changing the earth. You guys are the future. You guys are the hope and the love that I'm so excited about.
But you're also the most damn powerful people pretty much been around.
They didn't tell us that. They forgot that, they talked about the baby boomers. They didn't even tell you that the millennials is bigger than the baby boomers. You know what these baby boomers did? They were still going through that same wave. It was all into the sex, drugs, and rock and roll, and boy, was they reproducing like mugs.
They broke the barrier. We're just following their footsteps. That's why it's easier.
Yeah, these guys were the way showers. The first wave came in the 50s. Some of the first wavers were still born early 90s, mid 90s could still be first wavers. It's all I got to do kind of with your frequency, with your vibration. And there's different stages we'll talk about, or you can look up Dolores Cannon. It'll teach you a lot of cool stuff. Or you can look up Indigo Children, Rainbow Children, Crystal Children. That's kind of like 3 waves. You can look that up. You'll learn all kinds of awesome stuff. But like guys like me and Alex, we're more than likely Crystal children, Indigo children. I'm sorry. We was born. We're kind of like path blazers. We're here to blaze the path for everybody. That's what all these musicians and people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and
they seen past it all. They seen past all the conceptual concepts of society and how flawed it was. Oppression. They fought all that. They had the balls, the heart, all that, the intelligence on top of all that. So once you got that, they've been around since the 60s, man. The whole wave came through.
That's right. That was the first wave. And the great thing about now is all of us are feeling that same feeling that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, our whole generation has got this feeling now, I'm not saying me and Alex is special by no means. Everybody is special.
No.
We're just part of something
there's
that
a
we
lot
didn't
of
even know about. There's so
us.
many people in the world that's part of this and they don't even realize it. Especially the most loner people are more likely the people that are the most biggest part of this, because kind of how it works is when you come here, you forgot what you come here for, because this is all about the experience. You reincarnate, you don't die and all that good jazz, and so it's all about the experience. And so we chose to come here at this time for this shift in energies, frequencies, this new coming, the second coming of Christ, Christ consciousness, the shift to 5D. If you look around for all these coin terms, you will find all kinds of good information. You just kind of read it all and put the picture together, what you feel. We're here to talk about it and help shape that picture, not shape that picture, help show you the picture that I see within myself.
Hashtag stay woke.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make anybody see anything. I'm going to show you my picture of what I see. That's why I felt moved to start this podcast here. That's the whole reason. I'm real shy, very introverted person. I'm talking to a lot of people, could be eventually talking to a lot of people. That's something I would never in my life ever think about doing. But all that time alone and all them thoughts that I had has brought me to where I am today and brought me here to this point where I feel like I should tell you guys about what I feel and talk to you and connect, because everything's about connections. We're connecting here, guys. So you got to connect with your neighbors, connect with your family. That's where they
connect with strangers.
Definitely connect with strangers. Find the most craziest person that you thought was just like wow, and you never would like even talk to them because you thought they were too different or whatever. That's the first person you need to go talk to. Go see why they dress, what they feel about life, what their thoughts is on everything. That's what it's all about, connecting with one another.
You might have more.
Connecting one another is going to change this world that we live in, and that's how we're going to build the new earth. It's all about connections.
Because you might have more in common with them than you thought.
Yeah, that is definitely what's crazy. Me being introverted, and just randomly when I talk to certain people, I'm like, whoa, this person kind of thinks like me. Maybe even more people thought about me when I was younger. I just didn't know it because I was so introverted and I wasn't connected to other people.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm working on myself, is trying to be more extroverted, be more shy, and try to talk to people and stuff. And that's why we're here today too. So this inevitably is a big step for me, I guess. And this, like I said, every day is my New Year's, and I make resolutions every day. So that's what that's all about.
Have an idea, but not only think about it, do it.
Has anybody said anything recently about what this is on? We dress on anything. We talk about some meditation. We talk about this new energy. Definitely, guys, it's all about connections. I can't force that enough. Everything is connected. You're connected to the earth. We're connected to the universe. We are connected to nature. Everything that is living, we hold a connection to. The more you look into how the universe works, the more you see your repetitive patterns. Just like the universe, you will see things that look just like the human eyeball. You will see things that look just how the brain operates, like the cells in the brain. There's a unique pattern that God or source or creation force, creator, whatever you want to call it, there's an awesome pattern that that is used and repeated. There's actually a lot of things cool. If you look up sacred geometry, it's kind of like this stuff that used to be a secret back in the day. It's not meant to be a secret now. It's time for everybody to know about sacred geometry and quantum physics. Quantum is going to be the new coin term of the future. Boy, is everything going to change with quantum anything, because we're finally taking science with quantum physics, quantum mechanics, I guess is the term I'm looking for. We're learning now a lot of secrets about the universe and how it operates, and it correlates with all these spiritual teachings that previous people are talking about. And so once kind of like some of these spiritual teachings start clicking with science, that's really going to speed up this change into the new Earth, because all this stuff it's kind of like a snowball effect. And you guys seen it with technology alone, just from the phone or computers. I'm 30 years old. I'm a nerd. I am a super big nerd. I can do anything with computers, websites, build computers, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I've been a big nerd since I was probably about 8 years old when I first started playing with computers, and I've just kind of been hooked ever since. But since I was 8 years old, I'm not quite sure the processing power of that first Windows 95 machine.
About 128 megabytes.
But I know the first computer I got when I was 11, 12 years old was 935 megahertz processor. We'll just call it 1 gigahertz so people can kind of understand if they got just the slightest bit of technical knowledge. But in layman's term, the computer I had when I was 11 years old, your cell phone is probably about 20 times as fast and as advanced as my desktop computer when I was 11 years old. And I'm 30 now, and so that math calculates down to 19 years. We have probably 20,000 years worth of technology that happened in those 19 years. If you were to compare it to time, I mean, you could actually compare it to our known. We've had more stuff happen in the 19 years of technologies than we have faster than the whole existence of the whole written language of man, or the story that we kind of
the newer age, the new story.
Long story short is everything you've been told about history is a lie. We've been way more advanced than we are today, and on the path that we will all take to truth, we are still looking to figure out where we come from, who we are, what's really going on now, where we actually come from, because that's a big question for me and Alex. Like, you gotta know where you come from. If you know you've been lied to, where the fuck do you
come from?
I mean,
where did you come from?
Where did you come from? Think about that.
I mean, like, where did we come from?
Once you or anything, just think 1 second, just in silence, taking a deep breath. Don't think about anything you've ever been told. Just take a deep breath and think, where did humans come from? You were taught evolution. You were taught creation. You were taught that. I was taught in Christianity, that God.
There's no proof of either. There's proof of both, but there's not much like.
But I was taught, kind of that God shaped Adam out of some dirt and breathed life into him, and then he took, for some reason, he wanted a rib. I don't know why. I don't even know what that's symbolic for, and made woman from a piece of man, and that's the creation story. And then I guess we're led to believe everybody spawned off of 2 people. I know how genetics works and incest work. That don't quite work out.
No, you can look at royal families. It don't work like that.
They just said it was the first man. I guess they didn't really say he didn't create no more people. So there's a lot of
it's not really possible.
Open to interpretation. It said he was the first, and so creation, we will say that it's possible that God created more than just 2 people.
Yeah.
That was just the first 2, which I hope so. But that's the creation story. And then you got evolution, which we do know evolution is a real thing. and the history of the universe is a real long time.
And it's fast,
and
so
too. It's kind of plausible that evolution is possible, but still, it's just something doesn't add up with evolution. I mean, when it comes down to it, there should be some kind of existent species, fossil, something that is way closer to humans than, they say our most direct descendant would be apes. People talk about Sasquatch, which would make sense of a descendant somewhere in the lower evolution chain of man. But I believe Sasquatches should be everywhere if that be true. At least a lot of something.
They show some bodies. Like one body.
So
some fur on a limb.
Where did you come from? That's such a great big question. We're going to do an episode on where did we come from. We're going to bounce a lot of ideas off you guys and a lot of stuff that I'm still looking for that answer, guys. I'm going to tell you some stories that I've heard that are crazy, not crazy. We'll go over all kinds of fun stuff with that one. Maybe that's what we'll do our next episode on.
Yeah, that's what I like doing.
But where did you come from is a freaking awesome question. And I'd like for everybody to sit down with an open mind to themselves and ask that self within their heart is, where did I come from? I know I go outside and I can look at the stars and the skies and I instantly think, where the fuck did I come from? Why am I here right now?
Yeah.
What the hell is up with this shit? That's my thoughts. But that's the thoughts I've had since a young age. And some people don't have those thoughts. Some people, this is their first time coming here. Some people's been here a long time or a bunch of times.
Some people want to fit in.
Some people what?
Want to fit in.
Some people want to fit in, yeah.
They just want to feel part of the group, like the church or.
Everybody wants to feel connected, but that's cool because that's what we need to do is connect. Because everybody wants to feel connected. They feel so bad because they're disconnected. They're disconnected because that's what they've been taught and programmed to do is be disconnected by religion, race, politics, sports. Definitely get out there and get to know your neighbors. We'll use this podcast here to get to know people. We're gonna, your guys are gonna throw us ideas. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna try to do other things to bring people together and connect. I got a friend of mine who's thinking about writing a book about connecting. He feels real strong about connecting with the community and helping one another. I know I do too. I see a lot of problems going on in the world today, and I know they're easy to fix with connecting with one another. And so we're going to be spreading a lot of connectivity here to bring everybody's vibration up. So the good news is there are great things happening. The shift is happening. Christ consciousness is coming. All the bad is being flushed out and brought to light, because that's how we win. That's how the light wins. The light always wins. You go in a dark room, you turn on the light switch. Oh snap! Darkness is gone. Whenever the Earth takes that right rotation, that scary night is gone, and the light has won. And how the light wins is by truth coming out and shining light on darkness. It's just an age-old story.
If anybody has any questions, they want us to touch on anything, just post it in the inbox of the page.
Yeah, Alex is kind of keeping a look on that.
And whatever it is, whatever you want us to touch on,
you should be able to get on the YouTube. For some reason, the Facebook chat isn't working.
Yeah.
But you should be able to get on the YouTube feed. You can get it from the website, higherfrequencies5d.com. You can go there, and right up front will be the post. You should be able to click on it there and go to YouTube, and it should pop up here. The Facebook is right here above my head.
Might be easier for you too.
Yeah, YouTube might be better. I don't know why it's not quite working, but we'll get all these kinks worked out. This is the first one. I'd like to be able to show you pictures and stuff like when I was talking about what the internet looked like, but I'll get all these kinks worked out. I had to learn a lot of new things to do this.
We're going to work on a lot of more visual things too.
I'm a nerd, like I told you, so I got to learn a lot of new computer stuff. So I got to do a website. I like doing websites. I got to do a new website. I got to do you guys some new graphics, which are pretty cool. I'm happy with the graphics I brought to the table. And so I enjoy doing things like that. So I've had fun with this process of learning just how to do this first podcast right here. I put a lot of time and money just to come here and talk to you guys, just even if it was one time. So I put a lot into this, guys, to get out and talk to you and get a message out for everybody to feel good, and give everybody some good news about everything is changing for the good. There ain't nothing anybody can do about it. You can't stop it. You can't slow it down. The powers that be is working night and day. They've known what was coming, and they tried their best to stop it. And the battle is already won.
They're not even close.
Just like Jesus in the Bible and all that stuff taught. You know, they said the battle would come, and darkness wouldn't win. Well, guess what? That's what happened.
You can't win because positivity automatically overrides it.
You know, the powers that be, the Vatican, the government, the elite, whatever you want to call, wherever you want to search for the banksters, you will find the bankers. They knew all this was coming, and they've done everything possible to stop it. That's why they've thrown race in your face and thrown religion in your face and controlled you as much as they possibly could. And you can break them chains from slavery by getting to love one another and connecting with your neighbor and get hate out of your heart.
And look into it.
In survival mode. Yeah. That's right. Look into stuff.
Look into how things were discovered. Like, look into how things were created. Like, look how movements were created. Are they organic?
That's the magic, buddy.
Or not?
It's so simple. Like you always say, as soon as you turn off that TV and that radio, guess what? You got time. What are you going to do with that time?
So you can research what
you're going to connect.
Yeah.
You're going to connect with your family, your kids, your neighbors, and you're going to start researching things that you feel about.
It's very interesting.
And so, unplug.
Yeah.
Like, really, just unplug. As soon as you unplug, all this stuff is just going to...
There was a CIA agent who said, I can't tell you nothing else, but I can tell you this, don't watch TV. It's the most powerful manipulation tool ever invented by mankind. That's what he said.
Well, let's see. The CIA was invented, and I believe their mission was the mission would be complete with the CIA when the American public could not discern truth from lies.
Yeah.
And boy, they have been super freaking successful.
Heard about fake news.
Successful fake news, all you Trump guys that love fucking Trump. He talked all about that fake news, man.
So what you think?
But I love the magic of how the TV works.
He shook it up a slight bit, you know.
Cat Williams said it best. He's like, "How stupid do you gotta be when they freaking tell you the truth and a lie at the same time?" It's like good credit, bad credit, no credit, on approved credit. They just told you a lie and the truth all at the same time, and that's just how the TV works. That's how politics works.
They good way to grab your attention.
Just like Trump, you know, he's like fake news, and I'm like, man, he's right. And he says a lot of right stuff, but then he does a lot of wrong stuff, just like the rest of them. But we won't focus on that negativity. Everybody plays a part in this big scheme. Even Donald Trump, the man himself. Everybody plays a part. You play a part, I play a part, he plays a part. And so learn your part, follow your heart. Ha ha! Tune in and tune up. That's how we like to roll around here. So you want to know what you need to do? You need to follow that heart. You need to love everybody. If anybody ever tried to teach you anything about religion, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, you don't need a Bible. I can write you a Bible. It's going to be one little simple word on a piece of paper, and it's called love. Hey man, what you need to do? Love. Hey, what would Jesus do? Love. Hey, what would Buddha do? Love. What would anybody do that was trying to teach you great things? They would love.
Yeah.
Anything that's teaching you not love,
that's to oppress you.
That is to control you. That's to make you a slave. Don't think anything about people by what they believe in their religion. Don't think bad thoughts about people because of the color of their skin. Try not to even think bad when somebody is mean to you or cusses you or rubs you the wrong way, because you don't know what people are going through. Life is freaking tough, and it's hard for people to deal. And so, that's why we're going to talk about stuff, and that's why we need to connect with each other. That's going to help everybody deal with everything that's going on, all the changes happening. It's going to help usher in these new changes, is connecting with one another and loving. And That's all that any religion was ever trying to teach. If you bring it down to the basic, all the other stuff is just a bunch of hogwash and smoke screens that's disconnecting you. And so that was the magic of the very first bit, forced religion, disconnecting people off gate. They told you to look outside to find God. Then they scared you to death, told you were going to die and go to hell and burn for eternity.
They say if you want to see your family ever again, you got to do this. That's what scared the shit out of me.
I know, I was a little kid, tell me I was going to
I want to see my family again, damn.
Holy shit, is that not scary?
I want to see my family in heaven. I don't want to be in hell.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, the first person that tells my little boy that he's going to burn in hell for eternity is going to take all the namaste and love and everything in my body, and I want to punch that fucker in the face.
But
anyway, another day. Higher frequencies for sure. I hope I can keep a higher frequency. Somebody tries to tell my kid he's going to burn in hell forever, because that's scary. Nobody should be thinking fear stuff like that. You got to get the fear out your life. You got to get the fear out your mind. You got to get the negativity out your life. You got to get the negativity out of your life, out of your mind. And anybody successful has taught you that you control your reality with your thoughts. Even Donald Trump himself has taught you that you manipulate your reality with thoughts. Every successful person said it. First step is wanting to be successful, and then the second step is thinking successful.
If you're listening to this and this, yeah.
As soon as you start doing that, then you start doing steps that make you successful. And inevitably, that's what the universe hears that you want. Just like if you're thinking bad thoughts in your mind, the universe just kind of hears, it gets the frequency that's what you wanted. And so if you can control your thoughts to the good things, and you send out all them good thoughts and you keep the bad ones at bay, you're sending out what you want. And so if you keep out the things out of your mind that you don't want, you're not telling the universe to send those to you. And if you keep only the things that you do want in your mind, then you're constantly sending out that message that's what you want. So that's why all these successful people is trying to teach you to manifest your destiny with your thoughts. It's kind of that simple.
I think we're probably going to wrap it up here in a second. We appreciate your feedback.
Yeah, I guess we're getting out about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, like 2 hours on this one.
That's all right.
Oh, no, that's good.
Yeah, I guess we can get close to wrapping it up here. Anybody got anything they just want to talk about, they want to hear about? I don't know if anybody's with us still or not.
Yeah, they're still there. Just saying, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, yeah, let's touch on a couple more things real quick before we get out of here. Everybody look for your new group. Look for your new soul group. Everybody's got a group that we kind of go through with life to life. You got a soul group. You got a soul contract. The way life works, your mom, your dad, your brother, anybody could have been your mom, dad, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend in a previous life, because the soul don't have sex. You are not eternally male or female. You are a soul. And we go through each life with a group of souls. We have contracts and lessons that we chose to learn before we come here in this experience. And we have people that come in and go out of our life that teach us those experiences. I like to, one of my favorite new ones to say is, everything is a lesson or a blessing. And oh man, is that so true. You can look back on everything in your life, and if you look at it from the right point of view, everything was a lesson.
A lesson is a blessing.
So hell, Alex done figured out the freaking key there. Everything is a blessing.
Yeah.
So just look at it like that. Everything's a lesson. I mean, everything's a blessing. Hell, even the lesson is a blessing.
It's all like,
but you can take anything that's bad that's happened in your life, and you look back at it now. If you handle the situation right, or if you even think about it now with the right point of mind frame, you'll find the lesson in that bad thing that happened to you. It may have been some karma you served up from a previous life. You never know. Maybe
you want to touch on one more subject?
That you proved up in here.
She said, have you heard of sun gazing and the benefits it has to help decalcify your pineal gland?
Oh, we got some pineal gland talk.
Yeah.
Sun gazing is awesome. Grounding is awesome.
We just talked about that this morning, Megan. Honestly, God, we talked about that this morning.
It was right. We was out early enough where it was low in the horizon, where you can look at it. And I told Alex, I said, look at that sun right there. That's a good sun gazing sun. I looked a little bit myself while I was driving. But science, NASA specifically, has actually proven this. It's kind of been known throughout like the Middle East, India, where a lot of monks and stuff like this have all this secret knowledge, or it used to be secret, but they have all this knowledge here. But NASA proved that that you can teach yourself to survive without food. That's how powerful the body is. We're surrounded by energy. We are quantum energy beings. And NASA did studies that you can start out 10 seconds a day, early morning when the sun rises, when you can look at it with your bare eyes without sunglasses, and it won't hurt your eyeballs, or very late afternoon sunset. But you start out, best thing is barefooted grounding.
Grounding. I was just about to say that, bro.
It depends on the weather.
If you're looking for pineal gland, also, the atmosphere gives you positive ions, the earth gives you negative ions, and it transfers via lightning. So whenever you ground yourself with no shoes, no socks on the ground, you're getting bare feet, none of that. Especially in the river, you're getting negative ions, which is grounding you, which is going to help everything, including your pineal gland.
It's going to help all the functions of your body. It's going to help your mind. That's going to help everything.
Yeah.
Try to balance your chakras, balance your body. But yeah, you can start out with sun gazing like 10 seconds a day is what the NASA study said. You start out with 10 seconds a day, and you add 10 seconds every day, and they said...
See, you want to look at the sunrise. The sunrise is probably your best bet.
Either one. Sunrise
or the sunset.
Sunset. Yeah. It has to... Do not look at the sun. They were not...
You'll hurt your eyeballs in the middle of the day. Yeah, don't
you got to use your brain. You want to try...
You knew that, though.
You want to... I hope you knew that. You got to be careful where you're at, like the mountains. If you live in the mountains, sun gazing really at your thing, the sun's going to be too high.
Closer to the sun.
No, the sun's going to be too high if you're in the wrong spot to look at it. You need to be in a plain area if you want to try sun gazing where the earth is mostly flat. Because if you try to, it might be 10 o'clock in the mountains before you see the sun come up, and it's too high in the sky for you to hurt your eyes.
Yeah.
But as soon as the sun comes up over the horizon, and you can see it, and right as the sun touches the horizon before it goes down, is your prime opportunity to sun gaze. But you start with 10 seconds a day. You add 10 seconds every single day. The study showed that after 3 months that you literally need less food.
Yeah.
And they believe that after 6 months of adding 10 seconds per day at sun gazing, which you can't look whenever it's bad, so once you get to a certain amount, you may have to do sunrise and sunset. But the theory goes is after 6 months, you can go without no food by sun gazing alone.
She found the article. She just pulled up this NASA confirms people are capable of superhuman abilities.
Right on, nice. Yeah, we get everything working good. We'll go through here and talk about stuff. We'll have the documents like Alex Jones, and we'll have some pictures for you to see. Like I said, this took a whole lot of time and money to get where we are now, and I'm happy that we are where we are, and we just keep building and growing from here. We keep taking questions and subjects, and we just want to connect with all you guys and keep doing our thing.
And a lot of times when you ask specific things, you have so much stuff in your head, you might not can come with the exact specifics. You know it, but you might have to look into it. Just take another look at it, just like you said.
Oh yeah, another good thing, good news for right now.
She's from South Carolina. Cool. That's what's up. I like to see people that's around here that's wanting to talk about frequencies, subjects, things you're looking into that we're looking into, because we love that. That's what we're doing this for.
You've tried to get away from this area my entire life. It's all I talked about. I didn't like the people's mindset. Really a lot of racism in the South.
We're from Shelby, North Carolina.
Shelby, North Carolina.
If that's where you want to know where I'm from, I'm from Shelby, North Carolina.
From Falston.
Right down the road from Charlotte.
Lawndale.
Yeah. Right down the road from South Carolina.
We're about 45 minutes from Charlotte.
Yeah. We're about 15, 20 minutes from South Carolina border. 30 minutes maybe to Blacksburg.
Yeah, maybe 20, 30 minutes from South Carolina. About 45 minutes from Charlotte.
We're in the foothills of North Carolina.
Most everybody's heard about Charlotte.
Yeah.
So 45 minutes from Charlotte, everybody. But yeah, this area, I always wanted to get out of it because I didn't really like the mind frame of the people. But everything happens for a reason, and you're where you are for a reason. And come to find out, me and this guy here, we're stuck here because of who we are and how we vibrate, what we feel, how we think. For us to be who we are today in this type of area is mind. How in the world I didn't dip up out of here a long time ago is destiny. I was meant to be here. There's still things that hold me here. There's things that hold me here for a while, but everything happens for a reason, and everything is meant to be. You still have free will. That's awesome. That's one thing. A lot of entities or beings across the galaxy, some don't have free will. Some lives that you live, you don't have free will. The human experience is unique in itself because you come here, you forgot everything that you already know. You got a clean, blank mind. You come here to learn a lesson. And to have an experience without any knowledge of what the lesson was to learn, and you picked the lesson out before you come. You picked out who was going to be in your life, who was going to come and go, who was going to bring this lesson to you. If you created that karma in this lifetime, it's more than likely you, higher self, and whoever you created that karma with got together after the life was over with and connected on how you're going to pay for that and learn that lesson on the opposite spectrum. In the next life, because the 3D and all about the experiences and the old way of creation has been about duality. The God and consciousness started all about trying to learn experience. Everything was started and created from love, and it was only created to experience. God multiplied himself because he loved and he wanted to share his love. And that's the reason why the world is here today. And we're all kind of on this evolution. It's a social evolution, evolution of mankind. And we're all evolving to the next step of our being. Because we're just babes and we're about to start walking or maybe running or some fun stuff like that. But we're going up that next step in the chain. And I know everybody can feel it. And if you look, you can see it. And if you learn to feel things, you can definitely feel it. But even people, you're already feeling it and you're just confused about it. So it's making you scared, it's making you weak, it's making you hungry, and it's making you not want to eat, makes you want to sleep a lot, makes you not want to sleep a lot. It's just kind of a roller coaster. So connecting with yourself, meditating is going to help you with all these things. Learning to control them good and bad thoughts is going to help you with all that. But all the emotions that come, just remember to feel them, let them flow, let them process through. Breathe in that anger, feel it as you're breathing out, and let it out of your mouth with your breath. Feel that anxiety when you're worried and scared about something. Breathe it in, feel all that anxiety. Oh man, I feel so bad. Release it out. That's the meditation. That's how you meditate. That's how you help control your thoughts. Somebody comes around you and makes you feel bad. Just kind of envision you're in a tunnel, like a white tunnel or any color you want to, that opens up to the sky, and it blocks you in this tunnel all the way down to the ground, and it goes way deep in the ground. You can envision that. That's what we call shielding ourselves from other people's energies and stuff. And you can do this by just envisioning it with your mind to help you keep the positive thoughts going, because you vision it open from the sky, so you can bring in all of that good vibrations from your higher self. You're going with these higher vibrations, and yeah, really blessed. So you want to envision this tunnel. That's how you get God to focus to your higher self. You want to let in all the good stuff flow in from out top. You want to stop all the bad stuff coming at you from right, left, and all around. And then you want to stay connected to Mother Earth and nature. This here behind me is Mother Nature. I got this thing a long time ago. I like to call her Mother Nature. This is everybody's mother. this earth here is our mother, and everybody should feel it and see it. And it's time to take care of our mother, just like the Bible told you.
It's like she took care of you.
That's right. Honor your mother. And so we gotta honor our Mother Earth, and we got to start taking care of her. And by taking care of the Earth, we're gonna help so much by taking care of the Earth. We're gonna connect
With each other.
We're gonna disconnect from the system.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. As soon as we start connecting with each other, we're gonna start disconnecting with the system. And by disconnecting with the system, we're changing shit up.
Disconnect from toxic people.
Disconnect from toxic people. But by disconnecting from the system, it's going to help the earth with sustainability. You got to disconnect from the grid, and
still good.
we need to work on green energy, like getting solar panels and working towards not using fossil fuels. Really just learn how to sustain life for ourselves. You only need a few basic things to survive. You need clean air, you need clean water, you need some fucking clean food to eat. And so we need to learn how to do these things for ourselves. And inevitably by doing that, we're helping everybody and helping the whole world all at the same time, and disconnecting from this corrupt system that we've got going on. And so that's what we're going for.
Switch the camera. But no, yeah, that.
I gotta take a bathroom break.
Yeah, well.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I was gonna talk to you for 1 second, and then we'll come back, probably close to wrapping it up here. If anybody's got any questions or anything you want to touch on before we shoot off,
hit the line
for number one.
Hit the DM.
Hit the DM on the Facebook or on the YouTube.
DM. We'll touch on whatever subject you guys want to touch on. It's all about connecting. We want to talk about what you want to talk about. We want to talk about what everybody's wondering about. If you're wondering about a subject, maybe we've looked into it, maybe we've not. If we've not looked into it, then we need to. We need to know what we need to look into. We need to know what you guys want to look into. Because right now it's just a big information field, and we're trying to take advantage of it. We're trying to raise this frequency. The frequency has to be raised, and it don't have to be raised this weekend or next weekend. Now. The whole thing is now. It's 11:11. It's a master number, so the time is now. If you feel like it now, just let it go now. I love y'all. I'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace, love, and happiness.
Any questions? Hey guys.
Let me check.
Hey guys, I'm back.
She said we got video suggestions. Couple videos for us to watch, stuff like that, research later.
Oh, cool.
I was just asking about any topics or videos that you guys are interested in.
Cool beans.
It's all good.
It's on my mind. What did I have on my mind?
Discipline of mind power.
Yeah.
Check it out. We'll definitely check it out. Appreciate y'all's feedback.
I definitely need discipline on mind power, because I had something on my mind I wanted to bring up, and then it left. It was gone because I don't know how to control my mind the way I would like to. Huh? Yeah. Let's talk about connections. Yeah, guys, everything's just about connections. We got to get out there and connect with one another, love one another, help create this new earth that's coming. Everybody feel these higher frequencies coming through. Get rid of the negative in your life. You're helping the earth along just by getting rid of negativity in your life, thinking positive thoughts, You're helping the conscious grid. You're helping your neighbor. You're helping everybody break the chains of negativity. Uh, you're better off to vibrate higher by yourself than you are to surround yourself with people that's draining your energy from you or bringing you down. You're doing a better service to the earth and the world if you can't, if you don't learn how to control shielding yourself from bad energies from other people and stuff like that, and getting your mind right. You're doing better to vibrate higher alone than to be brought down by the TV and all the negative that is being thrown at you every single way you turn around. Everywhere you turn around, you got negative stuff being thrown at you. So keep your mind right, love, connect. That's how we will all proceed to this new way of life and this new earth. Uh, I can recommend listening to good music from our old teachers. One of my favorites is Bob Marley. My favorite band is Sublime. Uh, they kind of Indigos too. They talk about some good things in some of their stuff. Bob Marley talked about freedom and standing up for yourself. Um, people like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. They're all willing to fight. But the good news is we don't have to fight for this next revolution. They already fought the fight.
It's already been won.
The fight is already won, guys. We don't have to fight no more. The only fight that's going on now is the negative and the bad, be it the government, the elite, and all that stuff. They're trying to fight what's going on, but they've already lost and they can't win. So don't even worry about it. It's fixing itself. By fixing yourself, you're fixing it. Like everybody's confused at what you need to do. You change the world by changing you. Learn who you are, change your life. And that is how you change the world.
You change your life in those little towns of one stoplight. We're in a town right now with one stoplight.
One stoplight.
We got people right now that's listening that's from a town with one stoplight. That's what you need to hear, because you ain't hearing that shit where you're from. We ain't hearing that shit where we're from.
Ain't nobody talking about this stuff. We are the ones talking about this stuff. There might not be nobody talking about the stuff we're from, but that's why we started this, to talk about that stuff. But do you change the world by changing your life? That's what I do. I try to change my life one day at a time. I set goals in my mind, my daily resolutions, my 5-year resolutions, my 10-year resolutions. I still don't know what I want to do with my life. I had a 65-year-old man, Colonel Hicks, great influence on my life, once told me, hopefully you listen to this, my Colonel Hicks, my good man, I love you to death. He told me a lot of good stuff. But he once told me at 65 years old, I still don't know what I want to do with my life. And, that resonated with me. That's awesome. The mind is the limit, not the sky. Because, wow, there's a whole lot more out there than that little hollow sky you see there. We're nothing but a little speck in this existence called life, in this wild universe. The more you learn about the universe and the way things happen, it really puts things in perspective. The more you open your mind to what's out there, the more you realize how small you are and how small your thoughts and your mind frame was. That's meditation is definitely going to teach you that. And you'll find that God and that religion that everybody's been looking for. You're going to find that when you're searching inside yourself. That's why Jesus was killed, because he was teaching things that was going to change the world. And I'm here to teach this exact same things that Jesus was teaching. And that is connecting with yourself, connecting with your inner self. And that's going to connect you with God. It's going to help usher in this new age, this Christ consciousness, this 5D reality. And by teaching that, it kind of upset the status quo, and that's what the heck we're here to do, guys. We're here to upset the status quo. We're here to wake you up. We're here to open up your mind, because that's what's going to change the world. So we ain't nothing but two little crackers over here in this little hick town in Lawndale with one stoplight and a Subway and a Dollar General. But I'm out here saying all kinds of big things for everybody to hear, and hopefully this message gets out to a lot of people that need to hear it, and makes them feel good about the good things that's going on, because that was really our first push here at Higher Frequencies and our first podcast episode ever. I really just was trying to get a lot of good news out to you guys, because it's a bunch of bad negativity that's coming out. But that's how things change, and that's how the light wins over the darkness. It shines light on the truth. It comes out. Feel it. Get mad. Release it. Breathe it in. Feel that pain. Release it. Process that stuff. Then let it go. That's it. It's that simple. And then take your steps in your everyday life, and that's going to make that change. Get to know your neighbor. Try to do anything in your life to make it better. You can start recycling. You can start eating less meat. That's going to help the earth, because the agriculture industry is destruction on the earth. It's kind of one of the smoking guns that nobody talks about.
How many pounds does it take to produce a cow? Like 800,000 gallons of water?
Yeah, that's one of the biggest things that nobody ever even talks about. One is land, and the other one is water.
Yeah.
California, a lot of places is droughted with water. But little did anybody knew that it took I think it comes down to 2,500 gallons per pound of beef. Wow, you guys are, and people were talking about, hey, let's brush your teeth in the shower and all this stuff. You try to save 20 gallons a week, but you went and got a quarter pounder. It took 2,500 gallons of water for that cow to make it to your table. That's not counting all the destruction to the land that was done to get that meat to your table. I think how it goes, if the consumption rate of meat goes on the same for 20 years, we're going to have to start knocking down buildings for land, for cattle to graze. But that's all cool, because I know what comes with higher frequencies and what comes with this new age. People are going to quit eating meat. You feel bad when you eat a lot of meat, and little did you know, you feel bad because how that animal was treated before it went into your body. Eating meat and all that bad, certain people, they say, certain blood type might require meat, but when it comes down to it, you feel so bad. It's because how that animal was treated before it made it to your plate. If you was to raise a cow and grass feed it, and you had a heart, you probably wouldn't be able to kill it. To be honest with you. But just per se, you raise that cow up and you grass feed him and you eat him, and he was treated tame and he was slaughtered in a tame way, you're going to feel a lot better by eating that meat versus eating the meat that you're served today, because all those animals that we eat are treated so brutally and cruel. It's kind of like the Matrix. You can take the red pill or the blue pill, and you can ignore how reality is.
It's kind of like eating home cooking. Is it made with love or is it made with hate?
That's right.
Come on. That ain't made with love, man. That ain't made with love. My mom's cooking might be made with love. That shit ain't made with love.
If anybody got any recommendations on software,
for real,
I really wish this thing was easier to switch. Maybe automatically switch per camera, or if anybody wants to come hang out with us, however often we do this, and click for us, that would be fun too. Click on which camera, who's talking, but we'll get all the kinks worked out. Anything else anybody's want to touch on before we wrap this up with number one?
No, that's it. Just said I appreciate the message. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for listening. That's what it's all about, is listening. Don't thank me. I'm just doing something I feel like I need to do. We thank you for listening.
We need you more than you need us.
I know, that's right. We need you. You don't need us. So yeah, guys, keep them thoughts good.
Get something coming
with everybody. There was some ideas out here for our next show.
Keep sending messages in.
I don't particularly know when we'll do our next show. I don't know if we're shooting for once a week, once every 2 weeks, once a month. We're just going to kind of go with the flow right now. I'm not going to tell you I'll be back tomorrow or next week or anything like that. Just stay up on the website, higherfrequencies5d.com.
There'll be new posts almost every day.
There'll be new posts. I post just random stuff.
Just check that out.
Random information. Just stay on there.
We're going to keep you coming with content. We're thinking about a vlog. We're thinking about a few different things.
I'm going to keep content coming via Facebook or the website. I like to post articles I like to read. I like to post memes that I vibe with. They'll be on Facebook.
Yeah.
Join us there. You
can
find me on Twitter. Maybe if you look up Nicholas Causby, my Twitter ID is R1D5G7. That might be a little hard to find, but I think everything from our website posts there. Everything I post on the website goes straight to our Facebook. Also, you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/higherfrequenciesNC will get you straight to our Facebook.
The most beautiful thing is we ain't trying to sell you nothing.
I'm not trying to sell you nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Maybe one day there might be some ads on the website. Maybe I can make
stickers
some money,
or something.
I'll make something one day for guys to support us or something. But I ain't here to sell nobody nothing.
If anything, we're gonna make something and give it away.
Yeah, I don't care about money. Money sucks. The new world is not going to require money. As soon as we get away from this system, the technology exists this day and time, that we can raise the standard of living for everybody across the world. Nobody has to starve. Nobody has to go hungry. There's more than enough to sustain for every man's need, but not every man's greed. So as soon as we get rid of the greed and the greedy people, then there's nobody to be starving. The Catholic Church alone has a bank. They have enough money to end world hunger for everyone. Everyone. It's called
the defense budget in the United States in one day would end the world hunger. That's a fact. But on top of that, they can try to suppress something, but they can't come close.
Can't suppress what's coming at you guys. Everybody feels it. It's coming. Can't nobody stop it.
It's beautiful.
Everybody hop on the energy wave and just let it ride, let it flow, feel it in yourself. Try to control those thoughts. Stay smart.
Get out in nature.
Get out in nature. Communicate.
That's gotta be part of what's happening with us. We're out in nature all the time. All day
awesome
long.
Right now, me and
awesome.
Alex here has been blessed, utterly blessed with an awesome project. We do construction. We are working in Golden Valley, North Carolina.
Beautiful.
We are doing an awesome project for a resort. They're doing a Yogi Bear campground here in North Carolina in Rutherford County, Golden Valley. Everybody come check that out when it gets done. It's going to be great. You can check them out. You'll be able to see a couple little snapshots of what's going on. But me and Alex has just been
badass
to be working pretty close to home, being working out in nature. Man, is it cold as balls outside.
But God, is it beautiful.
It's just awesome. It's just good energy all around. You feel good when you go outside. That's why I'm talking about disconnection. Everybody's been taught disconnected. Don't let these electronic devices, use these mugs as tools. They're tools. They're not, don't let them take control of you. Don't let entertainment take control of you. You got to get out and connect with people. Take your face up out of your phone. And
don't be afraid to lose signal on your phone.
No, you got to learn how to use these things for what they are. They are awesome, but they also put you in the trap. And so look up from your phone. Look at the person across the table when you're having dinner, when you go see your family, talk with them. Stay off of Facebook if you can.
Might be the last time you ever see them.
I'm trying to teach myself the same thing as staying off my phone. Trying not to record and take pictures at events. Live in the moment, people. Yeah. That's what we got to do. Yeah. Don't let these things control you, because it's easy for this little device to control you. But it's best to be able to learn how to use the internet and these things as tools. Connect with energy, connect with nature, connect with your neighbors, and you're going to feel great.
Then you connect with yourself.
Outside. We've been blessed by being working out in the mountains in this beautiful setting. It's just so humbling every single day to drive up there and just to be out there. It's just awesome.
To get out of the matrix of Charlotte and all of the surrounding.
We worked in Charlotte for the past 5 years. We drove an hour to an hour and a half.
Every day.
And then
every day.
3, we're just slaves to the system like all you guys are. And man, to do the same thing over and over again, expect something different. That's the definition of crazy.
Yeah. Right now, it's time to shake it up.
Different. Hey guys, if you don't like your life, there's an awesome guy that I met out here at Golden Valley Camp. It used to be a Girl Scout camp. It's about to be Camp Yogi Bear. Tim Ferriss. I guess he's kind of my idol, my hero, my newest person I've met in person that I really like.
In person, yep.
In person, you know, I feel blessed to know the guy, to even know about him, because he's a pretty good guy. He's done some awesome things. But he said something I liked in one of his little YouTube videos. Look him up, Tim Ferriss. Look him up on YouTube. He started a distillery up in Rutherford County, close to where we're from, right next door to County Over. Sells Defiant whiskey. He was also on a show called $1 Billion Rex on the History Channel. It's a pretty neat little show. But if you check him out on YouTube, he said, if you don't like your life, change it. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so right. If you don't
It's simple too.
It's simple, yeah. If you don't like where you're at, change that
People are afraid of change. That's the thing. Don't be afraid of change. Change is incredible.
Oh, I get excited about change.
Yeah,
snap, I get excited
people
about
are so
change.
scared of change.
Yeah, don't be scared of change. Get excited about it. That's for sure.
I'm so scared of change.
I get so excited.
I'm scared
about
of change at times. I gotta get away from
all
it.
this is a change.
Yeah.
Man, my life has changed
Yeah.
dramatically.
Both of our lives.
4 or 5 years.
Especially
I mean,
now.
it's just been like, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
No regrets, no nothing. Everything's going great.
Top notch.
I love every day. It's fucking great, guys. I try to wake up and say, I'm thankful for what I have. I love myself, and I love my neighbors. You know, wake up and say I love myself, and I'm thankful for today. That's it. And I guarantee you, your day will be awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. You wake up and say, stump your toe. Oh, God dang, I stumped my toe. This day's going to be the shittiest day ever. Bam. Yeah, you're going to be in that mood all day. If you don't get yourself out of that state of mind, you keep telling yourself that all day, then it's one bad thing after another.
Stay blessed
You've all
up,
been
man.
there. You're already blessed up. Just see
love
it. Just see how blessed up you are. Alex says, stay blessed up. I like that shit.
Yeah.
Just see how blessed up you are, because there's blessings everywhere we look.
Shit.
But I ain't trying to preach at you, and I ain't trying to sell nothing. I hope you guys come back and see us. I hope you leave us some feedback on the website. I don't know how well this video went. I know it's long, and from what I see, it seems like we're getting some lag here and there. So if you missed some stuff and didn't hear it all the way, the audio will be nice and clean on the website. You can download it, you can stream it from the site. Hopefully I'll have that stuff coming up on iTunes and all that good jazz, and I will make it as accessible as possible.
We're probably going to have a vlog coming soon just for more content. I'll probably maybe do one of those like once every week.
There's all kinds of stuff we're going to try and work on, but I guess we're going to try and wrap this up here. It's getting late. Oh man, how many hours is this thing? Oh God, 2 hours and 17 minutes roughly. I'll put a lot of stuff at you guys. Listen to it in pieces if you have to. I really appreciate you guys joining us. I guess we're going to wrap this up for the first episode. Got to get up and go enjoy that beautiful view tomorrow, and work and help bring something, can help manifest some stuff out of my mind for all you guys to enjoy, to come out and visit the camp later on when it gets done. So guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Stay tuned on the website, higherfrequencies5d.com. Check us out on Facebook, facebooks.com/higherfrequenciesnc, or find us on the YouTube channel, Google+. Find me on Twitter, however you'd like to try and find out what we're doing on any of those sources. We'll be keeping you up to date on the next episode. It will be TBD, to be determined. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Whether you guys enjoyed it or not, I feel good about myself. I feel good about life. I'm gonna come back at you guys again. Bring you some more content, throw me some questions, and we'll just let this stuff flow, guys. Peace, love, namaste. Tune in and tune up. Later.
The more you begin to investigate what we think we understand, where we came from, what we think we're doing, the more you begin to see we've been lied to. We've been lied to by every institution. What makes you think for 1 minute that the religious institution is the only one that's never been touched? The religious institutions of this world are at the bottom of the dirt. The religious institutions in this world are put there by the same people who gave you your government, your corrupt education, who set up your international banking cartels, because our masters don't give a damn about you or your family. All they care about is what they have always cared about, and that's controlling the whole damn world. We have been misled away from the true and divine presence in the universe that men have called God. I don't know what God is, but I know what he isn't. And unless and until you are prepared to look at the whole truth, and wherever it may go, whoever it may lead to, if you want to look the other way, or if you want to play favorites, then somewhere along the line you're going to find out you're messing with divine justice. The more you educate yourself, the more you understand where things come from, the more obvious things become, and you begin to see lies everywhere. You have to know the truth and seek the truth, and the truth will set you free.